Now at 6 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, the Alec Murdaugh trial comes to an end as he's sentenced to life in prison without parole.
Major storms hit North Texas overnight.
And the Port of Victoria wants to expand green energy, bringing up to 200 temporary jobs in the Crossroads region.
Those strong winds have settled down. We're seeing some cooler temperatures in the area, but we will warm up again. We'll talk all about that, but first, here's Gino.
And competing in a national competition. We hear from a couple of them in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker.
And I'm Karina Garcia.
Severe storms swept through parts of North Texas overnight. Winds of over 80 miles per hour ripped off roofs and cut power to tens of thousands of residents in the Dallas-Fort Worth region. Daylight aerials showing a trail of damage and twisted metal throughout the area. And all the reports of at least 6 tornadoes and hundreds of flights in and out of Dallas either canceled or delayed. So far, no injuries reported.
And a large funnel cloud was spotted in Winsboro Thursday. This video shows the twister as it moved across a road in the town located about 100 miles east of Dallas. You can see debris being picked up and slung into the air as the funnel cloud moved through that area. There is no word yet on how much damage was caused by this tornado, but a Texas utility company reports 170,000 homes and businesses were left without power Thursday night because of these storms.
The front side of a North Texas shopping center came crashing down in severe weather. Scary scene for people nearby.
Yeah, we're fine over there.
Cesar Gonzalez had his phone recording video when he first laid eyes on the damage from high winds that blew through around 6 p.m. at this strip mall off El Dorado known as the Shops of Little Elm. As many as 6 vehicles were buried by the bricks, metal beams, and wood that were part of the front facade of the La Azteca meat market.
We had initially seen it from like the northeast, the green kind of coming, and so we watched it approach, and then all of a sudden just the winds came and the flags and fuzzies was going, things of that nature, and it just was like a boom. It was on us.
It's believed the damaged cars belong to employees of the business who have since left the area. We found witnesses who were at the Fuzzy's Taco next door. They describe watching the weather go from ominous to fierce in just a matter of seconds. When they came outside to check on the damage next door, the first concern was the fear that people might be trapped.
Like I started recording and I started walking around here and we started yelling like, is there anybody inside the cars? Is there anybody that needs help? Nobody answered. There was nobody like inside the cars, thank God.
And with that, let's take a look at your forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon. Now, we didn't get no crazy things like that here, but it was kind of windy last night.
Yeah, we did see 50-plus mile-per-hour winds, but not reports in Dallas, and then your story 70-plus, but still 50-plus. Yeah, that's pretty strong. And the cooler air moved in as well. But hey, we're going to start to warm up with that warmer air will push back. And look at some of these mornings into the 50s. Yeah, we were in the 60s and 70s for a majority of the week. So we cooled down a little bit. We're still above average, and we will start to warm. Talking about the winds. Hey, these winds were 50-plus. Now, winds on the relaxed side. So we'll be in the 50s this evening, but we drop down to 49 degrees. We're not going to have any winds, and we're going to start to warm up again, and we're going to talk more about that coming up. Don, Karina?
Howie, thank you. Former South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh sentenced to life in prison today.
That's right. The jury found Murdaugh guilty of murdering his wife and younger son, reaching this verdict in less than 3 hours yesterday evening.
Alec Murdaugh will spend the rest of his life in prison for the June 2021 murders of his wife Maggie and younger son Paul.
I respect this court, but I'm innocent.
And it might not have been you. It might have been the monster you become when you take 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 opioid pills.
During the nearly 6-week trial, Murdaugh admitting on the stand he lied to investigators about where he was on the night Maggie and Paul were killed, blaming the lies on drug-fueled paranoia and acknowledging it's his voice in the background of a video Paul took at the family's dog kennels moments before Paul and Maggie died there.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth!
Friday, the prosecution reacting to the sentencing.
It's tragic, it's sad, God bless Bubba.
And one juror breaking his silence.
When he said it was him, were you surprised?
I was very surprised.
Why?
That was his only savior right there.
The defense planning to file an intent to appeal Murdaugh's conviction within 10 days, based on the admission of evidence of his alleged financial crimes into the trial.
And there really was no evidence linking one to the other.
The judge leaving Murdaugh with this.
I know you have to see Paul and Maggie during the night times when you're attempting to go to sleep. I'm sure they come and visit you.
In Walterboro, South Carolina, I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
And this, of course, brings us to your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to participate. Do you agree with Murdaugh's punishment? 68% say yes, life in prison, and 32% say no, death penalty. We want to keep on hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. Don and I will have an update on 25 News Now at 10.
The University of Houston system, which includes UHV, dropping diversity, equity, and inclusion statements for use in its hiring practices. University of Houston System Chancellor Ranu Khator saying in a letter to system employees Friday that the system of more than 47,000 students will not allow the use of diversity statements in hiring or promotion at any of its 4 universities. Thursday, the Texas A&M University system dropped DEI from its employment or admission practices.
The Port of Victoria wants to expand green energy in the Crossroads. The Victoria County Navigation District is pursuing a lease agreement with Vitus Energy at the port's new Texas Logistics Center. Port officials want to develop the Portside Energy Center, which would produce and store solar power. The building of the center is expected to cost $90 million and would bring 150 to 200 temporary construction jobs to the region.
The largest Lotto Texas jackpot in more than 12 years now sits at $50.25 million for Saturday night's drawing. The current jackpot remains the 3rd largest in North America and 5th largest in the world. Saturday night's Lotto Texas drawing offers a cash value worth $29.5 million. The City of Victoria Monday will start the 3rd and final phase of the Crestwood Drive reconstruction project. Crestwood Drive between Navarro Street and Main Street will close to eastbound traffic. This reduction will last about 500 days. All businesses and homes in the construction zone will remain accessible, and residents are encouraged to support businesses in the work zone.
And we go to Port Lavaca, where street work is going to be mostly paid by the state. At the intersection of MLK and Virginia Streets, new storm sewer piping and junction box is being installed. The intersection will be closed until this portion of the project is completed. This is part of the General Land Office Disaster Recovery Drainage Improvement Project. The grant funding for this project just over $3 million.
Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6. Students in Colorado walk out after their classmate, Luis Garcia, dies in a shooting near the school campus.
Also ahead, 2 U.S. citizens in Kansas stand accused of sending aviation technology to Russia.
Here's a look at what's coming up on Community Crossroads. We hear from the Calhoun Port Authority. We also hear from Workforce Solutions, Golden Crest, and the Victoria Economic Development Corporation, and we take in some music by John Paul Ortiz.
Lovely June, and sprinkle jet flowers in your room. Love left too soon.
Escape to a world of wonder as choreographer Brenda Talley takes you through the madcapped world of Lewis Carroll in Victoria Ballet Theater's production of Alice in Wonderland, March 4th and 5th. Tickets are now available at victoriaballet.org and at the Leo J. Welder box office.
Gifts, gifts, and more gifts. Come to the homestead and leave with the perfect gift for everyone and every occasion.
T-Mobile covers 99% of people in America. So when we say we have your town covered, we mean it.
Where I live is a rural area, and the coverage has been awesome.
And great coverage is just the beginning. Families and small businesses can save 20% versus AT&T.
The savings we get allows us to do more things as a family.
We're a one-income military family. Saving every month really does help us.
Plus, with our T-Mobile Price Lock, we guarantee we won't raise the price of your rate plan. Switch today.
2 U.S. citizens stand accused of sending aviation technology to Russia. Prosecutors say the 2 Kansas residents sold and installed Western electronic equipment for airplanes.
And they also sold technology to Russian companies and provided repair services for Russian aircraft.
These photos show police vehicles outside a hangar at the New Century Airport.
As the SWAT guys jumped out, they threw 2 to 3 flashbangs.
One witness who saw the raid asked that we not show his face. He says police got on a PA system asking everyone to exit the building. The agents were there most of the day.
It's crazy. It's a small airport, just a normal hangar. No markings.
The Justice Department says Cyril Boyanovsky of Lawrence and Douglas Robertson of Olathe owned the business. It's called Can Russ Trading Company. The 2 are charged with conspiracy, exporting controlled goods without a license, and other crimes. Court documents say they provided Western avionics equipment to Russian companies using fraudulent invoices and shipping the items through countries like Armenia and Cyprus.
What stands out is normally what's behind most criminal actions is greed. They wanted to make money, and they weren't going to let a little thing like federal law stand in their way.
Michael Tabman is retired FBI. The Justice Department says the shipments continued even after Russia invaded Ukraine last year.
You take an investigation step by step, and you have to always weigh when do we take it down to make the strongest case versus what are we risking by letting it continue.
The U.S. government detained some of the shipments.
Well done by the FBI. Good job.
High school students in Denver staged a massive walkout Friday to demand an end to gun violence. The East High School Student Council planned the event in honor of one of their classmates after 16-year-old Luis Garcia was shot inside a parked car near the school just 3 weeks ago. He died Wednesday. As part of the protest, students marched to the Colorado State Capitol. 2 gun control organizations, Moms Demand Action and Students Demand Action, joined in on the march.
I just hope that we can make a real difference here. We have so many numbers and so many people out to support, so I'm hoping that we can really make a change and the legislators will listen to us and make a change.
The groups are calling for enhanced cameras and security measures, school resource officers, and limited access to campus during school hours.
Mortgage rates are on the rise, cooling the housing market and forcing many buyers to the sidelines.
This is very nice.
House hunters are in a race against rising mortgage rates.
We've definitely been kind of accelerating that timeline.
This week, 30-year fixed-rate loans averaged 6.65%, up for the 4th week in a row and up from 3.76% last year, according to data from Freddie Mac.
Every half point the mortgage rates rise, I think that definitely has an impact on what buyers are willing to do, how far they're willing to stretch on home purchase.
Home buying activity is dropping in response. Mortgage applications fell for the 3rd week in a row, sitting at a 28-year low for the 2nd week. The rising rates connected to concerns with how the Federal Reserve is handling its ongoing fight against inflation.
Here's the master.
While the Fed does not set the interest rates borrowers pay on mortgages directly, its actions do influence them.
Housing is actually a big problem now.
Joanne Weiner, associate professor of economics at George Washington University, says a housing bust would mean trouble for the U.S. economy.
Because it's such a big part of the economy and means so much to so many people working in construction, and then all of the shops that go with building communities.
The Queen City neighborhood cleanup hosted by Keep Victoria Beautiful will be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. this Saturday. That's tomorrow. Volunteers will meet at Queen City Park, 2202 North Cameron Street, then split up to help residents move bulky trash and tree limbs to their curbs for pickup. During the cleanup, the Victoria Police Department will host a bike rodeo at Mount Nebu Baptist Church, 704 East Park Avenue. At the cleanup, the Victoria Fire Department will provide smoke alarms upon request.
Looking at some nice weather coming up. We'll talk all about it.
There are too many people in our community who don't have the everyday resources to sustain a regular, healthy lifestyle. Affectionate Arms Adult Daycare helps anyone over the age of 18 who has medical conditions with the simple things that we may take for granted. Join 25 News Now Live on Friday, March 17th, as we collect donations and learn more about this organization. Let's come together and help keep people a priority in our community.
No one thought he would run. A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
How do you evade capture for 25 years?
Now, join the global manhunt. Have you seen this man? Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Charles Fisher of Fisher's Auto Sales. When you make a big purchase, doing your homework is very important. Invest some time finding the right vehicle at the right dealership. You want a dealership that takes pride in the vehicles they sell and offers quality, not quantity, for their customers' hard-earned money. It's a good idea to buy from someone that offers service after the sale and takes care of their customers, like Fisher's Auto Sales. Our family has been taking care of Crossroads families for 20 years now, and we plan on being here another 20 years too.
It's the anniversary mattress sale at Lax. Shop a huge selection of mattresses from Restonic, Tempur-Pedic, Reserve by Lax, and more. Like this Restonic Queen mattress set for $895. The anniversary mattress sale going on now at Lax.
Hungry? Ruben invites you to Las Palmas, where fresh is always the best. Go for the breakfast tacos, migas, and all your favorite breakfast foods. We've got lunch covered too. Monday through Friday lunch specials from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. After a long day, come have dinner with us. Daily dinner specials run from 3 p.m. to closing. And don't forget your Frankorita, only at Las Palmas, where fresh is always the best. Call us for your catering.
Let's go, girls.
I'm ready, Kelly.
Give it up for Shania Twain. I want to talk about the album covers because, girl, first of all,
This is who I am. I'm 57. I've been in menopause for years. I'm like, okay, if I don't learn to love what I'm looking at in the mirror now, I'm gonna hate myself tomorrow.
girl, it's beautiful. I at no point in my life will ever look like this.
All right, we'll start off in Cuero. Yesterday, this time, lots of cloud cover and some strong winds. And on the hot side today, lots of sunshine, winds are calmer. Now, temperatures didn't drop tremendously, but the dew points, the moisture, the humidity levels, those went down and felt absolutely terrific in my opinion. Here's what we did. 78 degrees. Our record was 85, but we're about 5-6 degrees still above average, even with a cool down. Now, we will start to warm up. The sunshine's going to be around. With lack of cloud cover, that can allow temperatures to start dropping down into the 50s and the 40s for a couple nights. The sun will start to warm us during the daytime, and eventually we'll start to see a return flow of air out of the Gulf. We'll start to see temperatures on the rise, getting back into the 80s later on in the week. Now, what we saw were dew points in the 70s. Now, dew points getting knocked down into the teens in some spots. What happened? The dry sinking in with that boundary came through the area. That's right, wrenched out the atmosphere of moisture. And now here we are, these low levels of moisture that allows for the heat to escape at night, but it doesn't make it feel uncomfortable and intolerable like when it's in the 70s, like just last night and days before that. All right, we were gusting to 50+ miles per hour yesterday. That boundary came through and relaxed the atmosphere, and now winds, hey, maybe 5-10 miles per hour at best. High pressure's coming in, pulling that cool, dry air down, and then providing plenty of sunshine for us to warm up. But that high I talked about will start to move off. When that moves off, we'll see more Gulf moisture start to push into the area. That'll further warm us again into the 80s. But what we're expecting is, that's right, look to the northwest there. This boundary later on next week is going to head into the crossroads. That will knock temperatures back down, maybe even bringing us some showers. But really, the first sign of showers, if you even want to call it rain, is when that Gulf, the airflow out of the Gulf returns in a couple days after the weekend. We'll start to see that moisture push in. That could bring some showers, but really nothing. I'm expecting this really to stay mostly even to completely dry. Here's our marine forecast. Okay, water temperature 73, went down a little, but seas just 3 to 4 feet. Bays back now, returning to the smooth side. will be in the 50s this evening without that cloud cover, though. Hey, we chill down to 49 degrees. That's within a couple degrees of being seasonable or average temperature, so not too bad. It's just been so much warmer and so much more humid the last week. All right, back up to 80 tomorrow with lots of sunshine, looking very, very nice. And then looking ahead to Cuero, yeah, we get back into the mid-80s by Monday and Tuesday, or even really over the weekend for that matter, very quickly. Port Lavaca on the water, a little cooler, temperature staying right around that 80-degree mark for the most part. And here we are. We got knocked down to 80 with lots of sunshine. I'll take that. We get in the mid-80s over the weekend, but I talked about that. Another boundary comes through later on in the week, starts to knock temperatures down. Hey, look at Friday, struggling to get up to 61 degrees. For more weather, news, and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free with any Android and iPhone. And now we go back to Don and Karina.
Thanks, Howie. And now let's go to Sports Director Gina Perez.
Thanks, Karina. The UHV men's golf team moves up in the NAIA rankings. We see where they stand after the break.
Are you on Medicaid and in need of bladder control and incontinence products? Then stay tuned for a free offer from Active Style.
Can Medicaid help me with bladder control products?
At Active Style, we understand your needs and offer convenient home delivery of incontinence products for children and adults. And they may be available at no cost to you if you're Medicaid eligible. When you call a personal consultant, someone like me will help you find the best bladder control supplies for you. Our products have a super absorbent core that locks away wetness to keep you dry. And if the fit's not right, we'll send different products until you're completely satisfied. Plus, every order ships free right to your door in discreet boxes.
Active Style is a lifesaver.
If you're on Medicaid, call now for your free sample. Active Style is the easy, convenient way to get incontinence supplies shipped discreetly to your door at no cost to you.
Call 1-800-805-8567.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscast when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
The Bluebonnet Youth Ranch 2023 Charity Concert Series continues with the Gary Morris Farewell Tour, March 10th at the Leo J. Welder Center. With a career that spanned decades and multiple #1 hits, including The Wind Beneath My Wings, Gary Morris performs live March 10th, sponsored in part by the Victoria Television Group.
Are you ready to stop letting big business take your customers away? Phase 3 Digital is your #1 digital marketing resource to keep your customers shopping with you. With an office right here in the Crossroads and a team of support across the nation, we can help you wherever your business is in the online journey. From building a site to developing e-commerce capabilities to growing your customer base, we will drive results. It is time to take the next step in growing your business with Phase 3 Digital. Are you ready to take your customers back? Give us a call or visit us online to get started.
With reports of people developing cancer after using talcum powder for an extended period, many are turning to the courts to hold the manufacturers accountable for their reckless disregard for human health and willingness to put profit over people. If you use talcum powder and developed ovarian cancer, it is in your best interest to speak with the team at 1-800-LAW-FIRM about filing a lawsuit. Our team works hard to hold manufacturers accountable for concealing the true dangers of consumer products. Call 1-800-LAW-FIRM to see if you qualify.
Howdy Crossroads. Multiple Crossroads athletes are competing in the 2023 USAG Winter Classic. Those athletes include full fourth athletes Jaden McCarter, Callie Ganaway, and Kendall Helms. 11-year-old Ganaway is competing in her first Winter Classic and competing in trampoline and double mini. In an interview before she went to Florida, she said her best and favorite event is trampoline. She is excited to compete and hopes to do her best. In last year's competition, she finished in first in trampoline, third in double mini, and first in tumbling. Here are her thoughts on the competition.
It's been a really great opportunity competing at like a level 9, and going to different competitions is definitely like a lot of difficulty and funner though. My goal is really just to do my best and to stay straight.
The video you are watching right now is her compulsory routine at the national competition in Florida earlier today, where she had the highest score in the competition. She would complete her second routine and bring home the silver medal. Her teammate Jaden McCarter will compete later today in trampoline as well. McCarter is a three-time national champion and will hope to make the podium in both events. This is her third year competing at the Winter Classic, and she said she is excited to compete, but also going to go to the beach and visit some shops.
I just like being in the air, and I love flipping, so I've done amazing in the past, so I always put myself at higher expectations to hopefully keep doing as good as I'm doing.
Gymnast Kendall Helms is also competing later tonight in double mini. This is her second time at the Winter Classic. The three girls will continue to compete over the weekend and hopefully bring home multiple medals. I spoke to Coach Chad Ganaway after the competition today, and he said watching his daughter compete and hit both passes is what they train for, but seeing her win a silver medal is icing on the cake. He also told me Callie was on the trampoline at 8 days old. Now, I know I sound like a broken record, but the Victoria East Titans are on fire. The East Titans baseball team is still undefeated and run-ruled the Lee Volunteers earlier today in 5 innings. Gage Goldman was on the mound for the Titans and pitched all 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, and had 5 strikeouts along with 2 walks. As a team, the Titans had 17 hits, 3 doubles, and 4 triples. The Titans are now 7-0 on the season and are taking on Piper right now. The UHV Jaguars men's golf team is coming off a victory at the Claude Jacobs Invitational and are now moving up the NAIA rankings. The Jaguars are ranked in the top 10 in the NAIA coaches poll and the Golf Stat NAIA rankings. The Jags jumped to the 9th spot in the coaches poll following the win in the Golf Stat rankings, and the UHV moved up 4 spots to number 10. The Jags won the Claude Jacobs Invitational by 13 strokes and will get ready to compete in the Shriner Shootout on Monday and Tuesday in Kerrville next week. Well, that's your sports. Don and Karina, back to you.
Gino, thank you. We're back in a moment. In Indiana, a man wounded in the Korean War finally gets his Purple Heart Medal. We have this heroic story straight ahead.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
As of today, in a big way, we have inaugurated abcnews.com.
A lot has changed in our world since Peter made that announcement. But what hasn't changed is the commitment to groundbreaking reporting and innovation at abcnews.com. And here's to everything ahead.
I love you, Sherry.
Monday, we're live. I suggest someone ask you some rapid fire questions. Biggest fear? Rats, the IRS, and a third marriage.
Everyone agrees the talent on the new season of Idol is
ridiculous.
One of the best I've seen.
And Sunday, one life-changing miracle.
3 years ago, I was in a bad car accident.
His first question was, Mama, can I still sing?
Yeah!
You're in the dream now.
American Idol, new Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Get the day's news in your inbox email newsletters from 25 News Now. Sign up today. Go to crossroadstoday.com/email alerts to get started.
Finally tonight, 73 years later, an Indiana Marine is recognized for his service. 93-year-old Robert Smith was wounded in 1950 while in Korea and was awarded a Purple Heart this week. The medal is given to service members who were wounded or killed while serving. Smith's medal arrived in the mail in 1996, but they never had the ceremony until Thursday. And I was looking at the other sources in this story to see if there was an explanation why they waited 27 years if he had the medal to do this kind of ceremony, but there was no explanation. So I don't understand. I don't understand. But anyway, he's got it. I mean,
Better now than ever.
But what would have happened if something in between? I don't know. I don't know. You know, if Howie gives us great weather this weekend, we'll give him a medal. How about that?
Your wish is my command, Don. So the kind of weather you wish for is the same that I like, and Karina mostly the time as well. Our winds, look at that. On the lighter side, if you're gusting away to 50 plus just yesterday. This evening will be in the 50s. That's kind of new grounds for us, but then into the 40s. We've been staying 60s and 70s for a better part of the week. Then tomorrow, right near 80, sunny and very, very nice in my opinion. And looking ahead, hey, we make it back into the 80s. Next week, though, hey, we do have another cool down headed our way. Karina, Don.
Thank you, Howie, and thanks for joining us. We're streaming 24/7 Crossroads Today Plus.
And we hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10.